Hey guys, this is Paul from BandStrap again, and we'll just go into more detail. Another list. I know just one list or even 3 lists, it's not really enough. So it'll be another list. Hopefully this one's a little more concise and kind of has more things that I might have left out in the other videos. Let's just get into it. So we're gonna talk about 8 different items to have on your checklist. Number 1, bring some shoes that are easy to slip on and off. You also need to have shoes that are wearable all throughout the day and are super comfortable. Places like ryokans, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, traditional inns, temples and izakayas, they may require you to take off your shoes, and at restaurants in general. And as a rule of thumb, if you see any tatami mats, it's considered polite to take your shoes off and make sure that you have socks on, because it's considered impolite if you don't have socks. Speaking of socks, you should have socks that are not filled with holes. So if you notice a hole in your sock, you can throw them out or keep them at home. And there are so many places like Uniqlo, and ubiquitously there are sock shops or clothing stores all around Japan. So make sure you visit them to get some good quality socks. Places like Tokyo, it's surprisingly a great city for walking. You can definitely get around to a lot of places that way. Also Kyoto, it's walkable as well. So make sure you get those comfortable shoes, because there are so many places you can explore just on foot. Number 2, pack as lightly as possible. I didn't follow this before when I went to Japan. I really should have packed a lot less. I think I was actually overweight. I used my scale at home and it wasn't really accurate. When I got to the airport on the way to Japan, I was over by several kilograms, but they were just nice enough to pass me through. Navigating Japan is so much easier if you are more portable with what you bring. But with that being said, if you need to bring a lot of things, there are a lot of coin lockers all throughout the city and different stations, so you don't really have to worry. Just make sure you don't bring your luggage all around, because that's going to be extremely heavy, tiresome. In worst case, you know that there's going to be tons of stores all throughout, so you don't have to worry about forgetting anything. One thing you should keep in mind is that although the transportation system is amazing in Japan, Tokyo specifically, they don't really cater well to people or travelers who have a lot of luggage. There's only a small little section where there are people who are pregnant, for example, or handicapped, but there's not really a dedicated space for people with a lot of luggage. So it could really be inconvenient, especially if there's a lot of people just all in the subway train. So you may find yourself holding a very heavy suitcase along with the backpack and the crossbody bag, holding the handrail there, and there's 10 people all around you. So it's gonna feel extremely crowded, hard to carry and hold that luggage in place, and it's gonna be difficult to get on the subway and also off, especially if there are not any escalators available to get down into the subway. Sometimes there are some escalators part way, and then the rest of the way you have to carry your luggage and other things all up the stairs. It's not really ideal, so make sure you pack light, and also keep that in mind when you're in Japan too. Don't buy too many things, because if you carry a lot of things, and maybe worst case you have to get another suitcase worth of all the things you bought here, worth that has all of the things you bought in Japan. Just be very wary of what you have coming into the country and leaving. I think it was such a bad idea to bring half my wardrobe in the largest possible suitcase, and I was carrying that thing. It wasn't even in a good condition. It could have actually broken on me while I was on the trip. I don't know what I was doing. I didn't plan anything. It was just YOLO, and that's it. There was no backup plan, plan B or anything. I regret it now, but I learned my lesson. One thing to keep in mind is on the bullet train, the Shinkansen, there is a small dedicated area just for suitcases, but you need to reserve that in advance, and that process might be difficult. So instead you could use the overhead space that is enough for a carry-on suitcase. And non-Shinkansen bullet trains have some overhead space just for small bags, but a lot of the trains don't have it, so keep that in mind too. And lastly, there are some luggage forwarding services, so you can send them, I believe, from the airport or wherever you are, and just get it sent to your address that you're staying at. One example of that service is the Taiku Haiben. So what you can do is to travel in like rural areas while you use the luggage delivery service and send it from hotel to hotel. That way you can free yourself from having all of your things and just carry the things that you absolutely need. The only downside to this is that you need to make the arrangements yourself if you're staying at an Airbnb, a non-hotel. And if you are going from hotel to hotel, you still need to let them know in advance by a day or two, just to let them know that the delivery service can be used and if that's okay, to ship it to them. You can look into luggage forwarding services at konbinis or convenience stores, or look into some examples like Yamano Travel or luggage free travel. Next, for style and fashion on what to wear, the fashion standards in Tokyo and Japan is quite high. People do care about their appearance, but there's such a huge variety of styles, from chic all the way to casual, similar to what you'd find in like New York, London, and Paris. But yeah, if you enjoy dressing casually, even at high-end restaurants, they're not really gonna care much about that. But some may require you to dress accordingly, more professionally. So just use your best judgment. Worst case, just buy anything you need. They have a very good vintage culture and a lot of Uniqlos and many other shops, so make sure you leave room in your suitcase. I mentioned this before, but make sure you have enough Japanese yen, maybe like 300 USD worth every day. But worst case, there are ATMs at convenience stores. You can use your credit card, get a good exchange rate these days because the yen is a little bit weaker. So you should be fine. Trust the process and exchange when you are in Japan, because doing it at your local country at home, it's a little more difficult and the rates aren't as good. It's very competitive when you're in Japan. Trust the process, you will not regret it. Of course, look into the visas before. I'm from Canada, I didn't have to get that, so that was fine. Your passport, obviously, and make sure you get travel insurance. I just got the basic one for medical coverage just in case, because I knew I was gonna skateboard when I'm there, and if I get injured, I don't know what's gonna happen, so I didn't want to take that chance. Make sure you bring a SIM tray ejector, like the little pin to open the SIM tray for your phone, because I think that just having the internet unlimited SIM card, I think having the unlimited data SIM card when you've landed in Japan, it's better than a pocket Wi-Fi, because that's another thing you got to carry when you're walking all around. You can get that at the vending machine at the airport when you're leaving. I got it at the escalator when I was on the way back, when I was on the way to Tokyo. Make sure you bring hand sanitizer, but if you forget, there are plenty of convenience stores all around. Make sure you bring a laptop in case you wanted to do any light work, adapter if you need for charging different devices, some noise canceling earphones for the flight. I didn't bring my headphones because that's kind of big. I just brought my AirPod Pros. That was perfect. But if you also bring some headphones that has an aux cable, you can watch some movies on the flight, because we all know the headphones that they give you on the flight, it's terrible. I was on Air Canada. Those things were so tinny, I could barely understand what was going on in the show I was watching, which was The Last of Us. Yeah, it was still a great show, but the experience could have been much better if the quality of the sound is much better. Make sure you bring a pen. That's like an underrated thing. I can't believe I didn't bring a pen. If you have like a crossbody bag that's always on you at all times, you can access that to write what you need, your name, your address of the place you're gonna stay, declaring anything for customs, filling any documents on the way into Japan. I had to wait more than I needed to because I didn't have a pen, and I had to go to the booth where there were pens and get the sheet signed when I could have just done it on the plane when I've almost landed. One thing, don't forget your sunglasses, and if you wear glasses, try to get some prescription sunglasses, or if you like contacts, have that and some sunglasses. That is so key. I use that almost every day when I was there, and it made the trip so much better because it was sunny and it would have hurt my eyes if I was just walking around in the sun all the time. Hopefully that helped and was a little more comprehensive, adding on to things you should bring to your trip to Japan. I had my BandStrap on and my crossbody bag that we offer on our website. We're having a 20% off on our website, thebandstrap.com. Just use the code BandStrap20 and you'll get 20% off any order. We also have free shipping in the US and Canada. You just gotta hit a certain limit. I believe it's $35 Canadian, which is about 25 USD. But yeah, the BandStrap really helped whenever it was really hot in the train, and there were so many times where I had to put it on and take it off, and I was about to overheat at times. Sometimes I was super cold and I really wanted to access my jacket easily, the BandStrap really did the job, and I had the crossbody bag to access my wallet if I needed to tap on and off the subway system and pay for things, because I had cash in the front pocket and my wallet in the other, and my sunglasses, everything I needed, like the portable charger as well. So that whole set I was using almost every day, taking my jacket on and off like 50 times. It really helped me enjoy my trip. I really recommend it. You should definitely try the BandStrap at least if you have a bag already, because even if you use your bag as a jacket holder, you still need to fasten your jacket to it. We have the mini band that we offer as well to attach it if you wanted to put it on your existing bag. Everything consists of rPET materials, so we wanted to help the environment in the process of selling something useful, and in a traveling situation, it's super useful. Like I said, I highly recommend it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll post more content about traveling and maybe Japan as well. I know we made several videos, but in terms of travel and other use cases, we'll delve into more detail about it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.